Hi, welcome. Simon here and hope you're doing well. In this video, I'll walk you through step by step on how to do a screen replacement on an iPhone 7. And the model of this is A1778. As you can see, the phone on the top right corner, there's a little crack right there. And that crack spread all across the screen, running from right to left. And I need to replace the screen. So the first thing you need to do is to get yourself a Pentalobe P2 screwdriver. The P2 is the 0.8. It's a 5 points or 5 pointers screwdriver head that you need to remove the two screws at the very bottom of your phone. So go ahead and remove the two screws. They're right next to the charging port. So remove that screw and the second screw. Once you have removed the two screws, go ahead and get yourself a metal prying tool. What I'm trying to do is try to stick in between the screen and the iPhone. You want to get in the phone right about this much, okay? Do not go too deep because you'll be damaging the internal component. Right about this much is good enough. And try to separate the adhesive or cut the adhesive all around the side of the phone, because the phone is water resistant and also it's a dust free, meaning that it prevents the dust from getting in. So using the metal prying tool, that helps to cut open the adhesive, cut it, and therefore you can separate the broken screen. Alright, once you have done that process, now you're going to flip the phone to your right and leave it at 90-degree angle. The next step is to get yourself a Try screwdriver, or this is a little Y 0.6, and we are removing the screws. There are 4 screws. Once you have removed that 4 screws, remove the bracket, okay? And the next step is to get yourself a Phillips screwdriver. This is a tiny little Phillip, and this Phillip here is for the 2 screws here on the top. Once you have removed the 2 screws on the top, now that you can remove the metal bracket, okay? So the next step, get yourself a plastic prying tool. What we want to do is to pry open the battery. Disconnect the battery by this cable right here, this connector. And 2 cables for your screen and digitizer. And lastly, the ear speaker and the camera on the top left corner. Well, depending on how you look at it, top right corner on this part, top left on this side. All right, so altogether, recap: battery, 2 cables, and the top cable. Okay, once you have disconnected all of that, it's very straightforward. Let's go ahead and remove the home button. We are transferring the home button to the new screen because we want to be able to preserve the Touch ID functionality of that. So you need to transfer the original home button. There are 4 screws. I'm using the Try screwdriver, or the little Y screwdriver here. Once you have removed all the 4 screws, remove the bracket. Now you're going to pay close attention to this part. Flip open the connector to your left, depending on how you look at it. Because I'm holding the phone upside down, so the connector would flip it to the left. If you hold it the way right side up, then you fold it to the right. Kind of separate that connector, right? And now you want to be very gently, take your time and remove the home button. The home button is double-sided tape. It is adhesive, and tape it down to the phone. So this metal prying tool allows you to dig in and separate that adhesive tape. Once you have separated the adhesive tape, push the home button and it will come out from the other side of the front screen. Alright, once you have done that process, leave it on the side. The next step is to transfer the ear speaker and the camera, the front camera, to the new screen. So using a Phillips screwdriver, removing 6 screws altogether. Remove the bracket, flip it open, remove the ear speaker. Now this process here, you want to be very careful, take your time. So I'll be using the tweezer. I want to go underneath that camera. This is proximity sensor. You want to lift it up the entire of that proximity sensor, okay? So that's what you want to take the whole thing out. And again, get a metal prying tool, stick it in between of that, all the way underneath. We're going to dig everything out at one time, okay? It's easier to dig everything out at one time. And now you want to go all the way underneath that little 4 golden dots, okay? You're going to dig everything out at one time. So what I did was remove the that earpiece, right, the speaker earpiece, all together at one time. So now I can just come back and remove that and throw it away. So we just want to keep this whole thing all together. Alright, so there you have it. We just removed the broken screen. Let's put the broken screen on the side. This is a replacement screen. The replacement screen does not have a true tone color. So for those of you who want an original screen, the OEM with a true tone color, you need to buy it through Apple or buy a used one from somebody else. But if you want to buy a brand new screen, this third-party screen, they do not come with true tone color. Anyway, come back to the installation. You see that little 2 dots right here. Okay, there's one here and one here on the side. So the 2 dots, sorry, the 2 holes align with the 2 dots on that new screen. You see that? That little go 4 dots, there are 2 holes next to each other, and just align them into the new screen. And go ahead and sit the proximity sensor back into the bracket. Make sure they sit flush. You can feel that it's flush when it sits all together properly. The speaker has the 4 little golden spring. The spring go at the bottom here, matching that speaker. So you get the sound. Flip the camera above the speaker, over that. Get the bracket and push it down. Align them in a position. Get a Phillips screwdriver and start putting the screw back together. There are 6 screws all together. So take your time putting the screws back together. Sometimes I know it is very tedious job because it's so tiny, but just take your time when you try to do all that. Alright, so once you have done with that process, now the next step is to go ahead and insert the home button, the power button, the home button from the front inside out, right? Coming from the front, you insert it, and then it comes through the back. So insert through the front, do like so. Once you've done with that process, make sure that the connector is on top of the home button. Now you can clip it down and flip it over. Okay, simple as that. Once you've done with that process, align with the bracket, get a Y screwdriver, and start putting things back together. Okay, once you have done all the process, we are just going to put things back together now. So they're kind of like a Lego. You align them in the right position, back to the right connector, and press it down. Do not force or push it too hard because it's not supposed to be that difficult to get in. You just have to make sure that you align them in the right position. Once they are aligned properly, and it would easily get back installed. Okay, sometimes it's difficult wearing the glove because the glove is just pushing that cable away, but I need to put the glove on because I try not to have all the fingerprint everywhere on the new glass, so that's the reason. And okay, so once you have all that connected, the two cables for the screen, the battery, and we just have to put the bracket back together. Okay, and this bracket right here runs on the Phillips what do you call that, a tri-screw. Okay, once you have done with the process, and the bracket here for the top, which is the Phillips screws, okay, once you have completed the two screws and the bracket, what you want to do is you want to align the one on the top here. Okay, you want to slide it in first on the very top, tuck it in, slide it in, and just crunch it on the side. It would go back into the position. Okay, make sure all along the side is good. Do not forget the two screws here at the very bottom. All right, there you have it. And let's just go ahead and power up the phone. All right, the Apple logo is starting up. So there you have it. If you have any questions, comment below. Feel free to ask me. I do read your comments. And if you're not sure where to buy the tools, right, the tools and the replacement screen from, please go ahead and check the description below. I do link them, the description below, that it will direct you to either Amazon or eBay where you can find a replacement screen from. Okay, so there you go. That is the login screen. I just want to cover, make sure that no one's display pictures or whatever is exposed to the YouTube. So I'm just covering up. So yeah, link in the description below direct you to Amazon or eBay where you can buy the replacement tools and the replacement screen. This is for the iPhone 7 screen repair. If you find the video is helpful, please smash the like button for me. And if you haven't subscribed, feel free to subscribe. Welcome aboard and wish you success in your repair. Bye now.